but it's moving. That R1, that's how it's going. That's how it's going. Hi, it's me, Andres. The situation with the season has gotten a bit complicated. What can you do? The important thing is that we stay at home or in our garages, and wait out this lousy moment so that we can get back to our normal activities as soon as possible, meaning riding motorcycles in every form, whether on the street or on the track. So I decided to quarantine myself somewhere and wait out this period. I escaped to the countryside to my old garage, which had gotten a bit cluttered, but now things are more or less sorted out. So what now? I'm going to tinker with motorcycles. I've gathered up a few motorcycles. I've picked up an R1 for myself. I've got a CRF, which I haven't had the chance to use or test yet. And honestly, it looks like there will be some interesting content coming up. And listen up, what's the best part? This is a sponsored video, if you can believe it. Not only will I be fixing up my motorcycle, but there's actually someone who wants to support it. And this time, it's Motul. And I don't know if you know the rule. If something is broken, you just need to wipe it down. With a wet cloth, or put it on the windowsill, or cover it with a blanket overnight. So we will see if my trusty R1, whose fascinating story you know, and if you don't, I will tell it to you in just a moment, can truly handle it. To make it look even more professional and give it a truly polished finish, I also got the amazing Shine Ghost Spray. It smells. Oh wait, now seriously. If I were a typical Instagrammer, that's probably how it would end. And I'd say, look, it's fixed. But there's actually a lot of work to do on the R1. If you already know this story, that's great. But if not, check out the video that I'm probably trying to link somewhere here. That's the first video with the story and the rebuild of the old lady. The old lady, meaning the 2008 Yamaha RN19, well, not exactly. It's not even fully clear. With an incredible racing history, Paweł Skopek raced on it, Bartek raced on it too, Lewandowski from the LRP team. It really passed through the hands of many riders, and in the end ended up in mine in a completely unexpected way. It was actually a wonderful and unexpected gift from my amazing wife and friends. So they prepared it so beautifully, made sure it worked perfectly, and then what? I took it to some lady, and I was going along so well that I ended up in the bushes. How does that sound? The first stages were all about rebuilding it in a rush. I mean, putting it together quickly, because I had 3 days to get it ready for the track and to make sure it worked at least somewhat. And then it worked out. And interestingly, in that kind of rush, that motorcycle went to the track one more time, and Miko Mikulski also rode it, and he too got stuck with that bike. Because the truth is that R1 is simply the best motorcycle with it. Probably because it's mine. That doesn't change the fact that this year I wanted to, my first idea was to rebuild it, strip it down to the frame, replace all the bearings and things like that. But from experience, I know that ideas and projects like that can come back to bite you, because it would probably end up with me just sitting here. The frame would be separate, the engine would be separate, and I wouldn't know when I'd ever put it all back together. So I decided to approach this rationally. I'm going to take it apart again now. I'll check everything one by one that needs to be replaced or fixed, and I'll just do it. This is so that the motorcycle works, so it's a reliable bike for riding on the track. Just to be clear, this motorcycle is really fast, because on a bike like this, Paweł Skopek was able to do a 1 minute lap there, 35, 34, 33. He'll probably write in the comments soon that he did 32 or even 31 at Paz 9. I set my personal best on it, which was a 139 lap by sure, but I still broke into the 39S. And that was faster than on the new Lita bikes with traction control and all those other features. I would say because, once again, it's my motorcycle test. And in all of these, the best idea is to compare it with the new Lita bikes. And let's keep our fingers crossed that it happens, because this year we had planned a Mega Lita bike test, since we have a lot of new Lita bikes.
What's off?
Maritime. He rode those bikes, got off on this one, and saw. With a 12-year-old motorcycle, it really lags behind them. Or maybe just a little. So first, do the most basic thing. The biggest losses are here. It just went into the gravel, all the fairings. I'll have to fix it or replace it. So first, a quick look. So first I'll take a look, and then I'll get to work. I just wanted to show off my creativity when it comes to duct tape. I was already on the track and this big one just didn't want to hold up. I know, yes, you're not supposed to, but I know that a lot of people do it too, that when you have to ride, shortcuts are totally allowed. Oh well. Well, here I probably messed up the most because when I installed new foot pegs from WOMTech, it turned out the cable was a bit too short and it just wasn't quite long enough here. Honestly, you really shouldn't ride like this. So now I'm going to unscrew it. In general, I'll have a lot of things to order, but the brake line, I'll order it today because I'll be at the office. And right next to our office, there's a company called Pizza Brakes. A very nice guy who also rides motorcycles, makes brake lines for cars, but he said he can make them for motorcycles too. So I'll order it from him now, and when I'm at the office soon, back and forth, he'll just toss me the brake line. I'll disinfect it and have it right away. But now it needs to be measured very professionally. Now I need to come up with a more professional method. Alright, situation report. This is the moment when I take a sheet of paper, and a pen. Unfortunately, my notebook with all the Yamaha notes is at the office, so for now I'll just write down here step by step what I need to do. This list will definitely keep growing over time because now I'll probably see what I need to do, and later I'll get to this and this and this as well. So the first thing I'm doing today is ordering a brake line just to have it to at least get one thing out of the way, because I know I'll be ordering the rest of the parts from completely different places, but the brake line, I need to have it custom made to make sure it will fit properly. And boom, an ad. Custom made brake lines. Quick and easy. Plenty of options to choose from. You just have to send an email right away. That's all there really is to it. Nothing more to consider. So, what now? Brake lines ordered. Support your local business. Well, that's the truth. We have to help each other out these days. Another thing, maybe you can help me out, because the fairings need to be sorted. Is there any reputable online store where I can purchase high quality resin along with this essential hardener and also obtain durable fiberglass mat? It'll get fixed. But honestly, these fairings are really solid. The fiber is actually pretty thick. Well, I wonder if I'll even feel like fixing it. Interesting. Alright. This is definitely worn through, for sure. Repairs. This has already been repaired. Fender carbon. Yeah, but it's fine. That's my problem. But this part is missing here. It's simply not located here. Oh, the seat. Yeah, the seat needs to be fixed. This can be repaired here. What's okay? The front fairing. That also needs to be sorted out. Seriously? Now I have to save money, so I won't be buying new fairings. Especially since finding new fairings for the RN19 won't be that easy, because you have to wait for them. So actually, if I have the time, maybe I'll just fix them myself. So if you know of any, I don't know, good paint shop where I can buy all the supplies at once, like sandpaper, matte, epoxy resin, hardener, sandpaper. I think I already mentioned that, primer spray, matte spray. Then I won't be changing the color. I'd be happy to use it and order everything, so let me know. The suspension, for now, I won't touch it because the suspension was done for me. BFG, it was driven twice on the track, so there's no point. Someday I'll think about it. Because I'm still looking at the prices of parts, since I could use replacing the fork tubes, because they have some slight bends here, since the hard outer parts are just worn out, meaning the outer and inner fork tube. It would be good to replace them, but it's not really super necessary. Alright, we'll get there. Aesthetics above all. Fairings, paint job order, clip-ons. I was gonna change them recently, but didn't have time because these are still holding up, but that one is already worn out, sharpened. I got some great clip-ons from Womtech, tested by racers. I'll just put them on next time. I don't feel like it today, because as you can see, there are actually quite a lot of cables here, so I don't want to take it all apart and leave it halfway. So I'll just do it calmly at my own pace. I'll take off the top yoke and swap it out. Actually, when I have the top yoke off, it would be a good idea to replace the steering head bearing. The steering head bearing. Aha! The most important thing I need to order is a front wheel stand, or maybe I'll just hang it up like before. Front brake, reservoir, something very bad happened. Something very bad happened, because here I have a tiny reservoir. And, you know, I'm just riding and riding, but it turns out that the R1, with its 6-piston calipers on each side, really wears out those brake pads. Honestly, the brakes could have been better. I dreamed of having better brakes on this motorcycle. It eats through the brake pads so fast, it's unbelievable, because it has very aggressive discs. Galtha ones, really thick. So it just devours those pads mercilessly. And after a whole day, I only noticed that I practically had no fluid left in the reservoir, so it was really close to the brakes catching air. A very dangerous thing. So I need to replace the reservoir. The reservoir, the biggest one at the front, and I'll sort out the lever. What I'd like is an add-on here for the lever, so I can have adjustment. A racing style one by the left hand would be really convenient, because when the brake starts to sink at the end of a session, I can't adjust it myself. What I definitely need to change and address is to sell another one, perhaps take it out and thoroughly sort out the exhaust system. This particular can is still in pretty good, indeed excellent shape, but this other one has already taken quite a significant beating, as you can clearly see. It's noticeably bent here and also here, and even over here it's certainly not nice at all, and I absolutely do not want it to look bad or unsightly. There is a minor dent here, but honestly it's not really a big deal or a significant concern in the grand scheme of things. That doesn't change the fact that I really want to try to fix it, to hammer it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, just even, so it holds well, because I wouldn't want to have a new one. Well, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? A new outer surface for this muffler. Because this particular exhaust system is really, truly, super incredibly light. This specific exhaust is called, it's actually from some well-known Japanese manufacturer. New World Standard. Rata. I don't even know what kind of exhaust this is, but the headers, everything is so light, it's unbelievable. So what I need to do is fix this exhaust. Of course, I said he knows someone there. And what's important is to order the springs. You know, this is a model that's been out of circulation for a long time, so honestly, Janish is really helping me out with these sets. And I think the Komusa district should be different because it's really low, it's hard to adjust, so we'll dig one up, that's not a problem. The rear frame, I need to straighten it out just a bit. Aluminum cash pads, yeah, some new cash pads would be useful. These are here, but they're already a bit beat up from use. The fairing, along with the brand new crash pads and the pristine new windshield, all sustained significant damage. Unless I manage to undertake a very challenging repair, which seems unlikely given that the crucial mounting points are completely broken off, making any restoration effort incredibly tough and potentially impossible to achieve a secure fix. They're really hard to move, so I don't know what's up with that either. Maybe the tensioner, maybe something else. Just a minor thing, really. I don't know what else. And what about me? I still have bits and pieces like the oil filter, brake pads, and tires. Something from exploitation yet. Brake fluid. We have RBF 660 Motul. The best. And anyway, I'm sure I'll remember something else. Unfortunately, the 24th of April was supposed to be the deadline for starting up the ride again and for driving at the first speed day, but the 24th of April probably isn't going to happen. Oh well, we are diligently getting the car completely ready and it is going to the town of Pisha.